Okay, hello, I'm live. I'm live. Oh crap, I'm live. Right, I know I'm a little bit early compared to what I usually am. I'm taking advantage of child not being here briefly, and hopefully he's gonna go to sleep once he's actually home. That's the plan anyway. Don't know if he's gonna work, but we shall see. Uh, a couple of quick things, which is mostly sharing this out. So I've got a better chance of people actually coming to see me. So let's paste that one in there and paste that one in there. That'll do for now. Ta-da! Oh no, crap, that's the wrong one. Completely the wrong one. Am I frozen? Am I frozen? I hope. No, it doesn't appear that I have. Right, okay, so today's project is we've got 4 of these. You can see that I've tried to swap over cameras so things aren't on my usual setup. So the better camera's actually on me for a change. Sorry for that. You get to see me in better quality than normal. But I've actually got daylight so I can see these. So 4 of these to do. And now I did paint the chain on this last time, silver, but then this bit came off, so I had to re-glue it, and that stopped me from having to do anything else. Wonderful, isn't it? So yeah, today is. I can't see on the screen. It doesn't seem to want to work. There we go. That's a bit better. Right, so today is dry brushing day. Um, dry brushing is a very simple technique if you do it. Well, some people find it hard for some reason. Don't know why, but you find it difficult. So I don't particularly find it too difficult, but if you don't get your paint consistency right and you end up removing too much paint off the brush or leaving too much on, then yeah, it messes the whole thing up. So like in this case, I'm not sure why, but it's not coming through quite as it should. Maybe my brush is a bit too wet, which isn't the end of the world, I suppose. I always try and brush off on a bit of a paper towel. Go back in for a second shot. In this case, though, I think I'll also rub off the excess on the paper towel as well, just to make sure it's not too bad. Quick try on the hand. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. So at least it's slightly shinier now, that side, compared to that side, which is all nice and dull. But this isn't the only bit of colour we'll be adding to it today. Hopefully we're putting a bit of brass on the difficult to reach parts, which I've just spotted that are all the way down there, as well as re-crack open the ivory to get all the places that we'll be doing either the skull white or the red or any glowing parts. I've noticed there are some lights on this, so we'll be using the yellow contrast paint again. So we can try and duplicate. It's actually going to, I'll see that's way too bright, but you see the lights? And nice little yellow bright bits. I'm going to try and duplicate that as well. Fingers crossed, all before super energetic toddler comes in. That's the idea anyway. So I don't know how many people are going to be able to come and see this. If anyone. As I said, I'm more doing this right now just so I can, because I've got the time really. cut the grass. So now I'm thinking, I'm going to sit down, get a bit of painting done. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get it done tonight. So this is just very basic dry brushing. Silver's helping, that light's helping a little bit. Damn, that's a bright sun out there. It's great for painting, but for the camera, it's just way too bright. Let's move that so it's not shining straight out the window. It does help a little bit. I know you're supposed to put hashtags and stuff in the description, but I don't know why I actually end up with viewers are actually searching for this content. I honestly wouldn't know what to do if someone came in there searching for this content. One, it'll shock the heck out of me because somebody will find me. Two, I might actually start asking questions. I know, knowing the British community of this game, they'll probably start taking the mic before anything else. It seems to be the thing they do best. Just constantly take the mic out of whoever's on stream. If it's that type of stream, and well, I am that type of person, so yeah, taking the mic wouldn't really usually bother me too much. Hello to whoever's just joined in, because that number's just changed. Not that I know she's changed too much. I think I'm one of the viewers, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it counts me. I can never remember. But I know I've got to be careful with this bit because I don't want it to snap off. It is quite a fragile little connection on this claw section here. So I really don't want it to break. But I want to get a brighter covering over it overall. So yeah, hopefully when it does actually come up, then we can keep an eye out for the door as well. Sort that out. So for God's sake, I'm just getting tangled in everything. I should have set up a lot better than this. There's the problems if you rush because you're limited time. You get back on there so you're not getting away. So yeah, very, very rough dry brushing. Just to get an overall covering on it so I can see the details that I will wish to pick out later. So I'm doing this. You now see the little panels, the wires are popping out more. Get more of a coat on the hydraulic sections, so they're going to stand out more as standard silver rather than being a shadowed black metal, which is kind of what I want. Oh, this is just stupid. I don't like having my phone there. I want my arm back. I want my arm back. I mean, it's being put to a better use at the moment, so shouldn't really be whinging. I can make do without it, and I've done this before I got it. So see these bits in these things like this. Howdy do, Asa? Afternoon. Yeah, the bits in these things like that. See, I should move that over there, really, shouldn't I? So like that section that how it's supposed that's underneath all this, and it's just as well as the stuff that's like right into so far, like we push so far inside it like that it's practically tickling its innards. Getting a nice dry brush over it. It seems to be working at the minute. It's also showing me the areas that I missed with the spray, which I'm not too happy about. I've missed a lot of areas with that spray, jeez. Well, I suppose this is what this is for, partially to cover it up. As well as bring out all the highlights and the edging parts. And stop it looking so plain and simple. Well, that went quickly enough. Dry brushing does though. I have figured out that dry brushing, if done with one of these big stupid makeup brushes, is fantastically quick. You don't have to spend that much time on it at all. Make sure you get all the areas that you want in the first place and we're okay. Well, my brother-in-law really struggles with dry brushing. I don't understand why. It is probably my favourite technique just to speed things up in a general painting basis. By the time you've dry brushed the entire model, you usually just wash it a little touch up afterwards. Well, except for all the little tiny small details, but for getting the bulk of the work done, it's awesome. Redo that skull again, just because I don't think it's bright enough on that side. Well, I don't want it too bright on the actual skull section of it, because I've got to go back over that with ivory yet. I know last time I was doing this, I actually wore gloves so I didn't get paint all over my hands. This time I can't seem to find them gloves, or any others for that matter, so I'm having to do it without them. My hands are probably going to end up covered in silver. It'll look like a glitter all over. Some people will get some enjoyment out of it, even if others don't. Mainly me. Spend the next hour and a half trying to just get rid of the damn thing. I can see the little particles of paint flying off it as I'm doing it. Perhaps I should be wearing a mask. Who knows? Who knows? And there we go. My child is back in the room. It's gone mute for. Yes, Anthony, now you've got to go buy nail brushes, makeup brushes. But they work, and big puffy ones are absolutely excellent for just ding, 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 ding. And you get to cover so much of it. Wow, you've got jellies as well. For those who've just realised, my toddler has just come home. So, as I said, I thought I had a bit of room, a bit of time. It appears that I didn't quite have as much time as I realised. It's a bit late now, mate. We'll do them after tea time, okay? Ask Grandma to put them in the fridge for you. Well, you can't. They're for breakfast. I know you want them, but they're still for breakfast. Arr! You think you're a pirate? Why are you going arr then? Well, don't be angry just because you can't have your breakfast cereal now. All these people on YouTube are going to find you funny because you sounded like a pirate. Yeah, look, I'll show you. See, there's YouTube. There's Daddy. And there's his painting. And yeah, and, I'm going to mute it now, aren't I? Why? Pardon me 1 second, I have a toddler to go deal with. One moment. if you don't turn it down a little bit, then my microphone's going to pick it up, and then Daddy's going to get a copyright strike from YouTube because I'm not supposed to be playing Pokemon episodes. See, that's how that one works. I'm not supposed to be doing Pokemon episodes live on YouTube, and YouTube will tell Daddy off for it. Because Pokemon don't want me showing all their episodes when they charge you for them on other platforms. So even if it's just the sound, they will get very, very angry at Daddy. And then they will shout at me and tell me I can't do YouTube anymore. I won't be able to do YouTube anymore, no, because Daddy will get told off for Pokemon episodes. Yeah, he will. He will. So let's not get Daddy told off, okay? I am live. Yes, you are right, JV. I am live. Dry brushing all the other stuff that I didn't manage to get done the other night. Mainly because it was late the other night. I was getting tired. But I was trying to get this done quickly before Little Un came back. You, before you came back, didn't quite manage it, as you just heard. But he's going to be quiet and good boy enough that he can still get away with being in here without getting me in trouble, I hope. I mean, he's watching Pokemon, but so yeah, Little Uns, they don't get what copyright strikes and things like that are, so I don't really blame him for wanting to watch his programs as well at what, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Quite an early one for me, really. Now, because of the shade and the light, I can't even see if I've got that bit properly. I hope I have. See, yeah, definitely got that bit. I can see the markings. This bit's a little bit more difficult to see. Although, if you actually use the camera, that's actually a lot easier. I was just going out to rake up the grass that I was leaving to dry to make it easier for myself. But hey, never mind. Quick. Way too much weight on there. Let's come at it from this angle instead, shall we? And then go down there like that. Yeah, that's better. You see, much brighter compared to. You get them into next to each other here. See, one's very, very black, one's a little bit shinier now. That's essentially the entire process to make it look like a slightly shinier black, as though it's really, really dull metal. I think something like graphite or something like that type of color. That's the idea. Whether or not I can actually pull it off is a different matter. I mean, I didn't do too bad on the generators. Where are they? Them ones. I didn't do too badly on them once they actually got them down to where I wanted it to be. So I got the lights in, skulls in, and believe it or not, there's actually blue in them little bits, and white on the dials, but you can barely even see the dials. I can barely see the dials when you're right up in front of me. So for anyone else to really see them would be quite difficult. But yeah, painted the dials in as well and all the pressure gauges, which I've got all these to do. But I've also got a nice light on the top of here to do as well. And another nice light there. I think that's it for lights. 2 on each, I hope. more than 2 on each, then I don't know where the other ones are, because they've gone missing. Still got a fair few skulls and some brass plaques to do as well. I'm not sure whether I should do these the same way. The, I don't know if you can see these some little vents here at the bottom. Now this I intend to do the same type of blue that I've done in the big hemothobe reactors, the ones with the skull I've just shown you. I'm going to do the same blue there, but I'm going to have it much, much brighter along the ridges. Yes, it is. It is. I saw that post as well. Blake Appreciation Day. I don't know if Blake's quite aware of this. Is it a national holiday for you over there, that, or is it just a reason to go get drunk? Either way, I'm off on Blake Appreciation Day. That works for me. Dry brushing over everything. Get it off. See, I've got 4 of these to do. I'm only on for the second one. Oh, cool. Parade and fireworks. Awesome. Get Lep out there. I'm sure Lep will make a killing of his food with his food stuff. See, now we've got light coming back in, so that's just made everything all reflective again. That's great. Wonderful. That means I'll hold it at a stupid angle just so I can see what I'm doing. Because I have sunlight in Britain, I know. We'll be forgetting the teddy bear's picnics. That's what happens after you just get a load of the shrooms, mate. You go walking around looking for that. I'm assuming there will be a shroom tent. Although that picture, I don't know where Joey got that picture of the young-looking Blake from. But damn, he looks a lot younger in that picture. Damn sight a lot younger. There we go. He's coming out now at last. I must have brushed off a bit too much paint on this one. So I'm going to give it a real beating and a half just to get the paint to actually come off the damn thing. Reload. Dab off, dab off, dab off. There we go. In this case, I do want a slightly heavier dry brush on it, so I've left a little bit more paint on than I normally would, with it being the top level and the bit that's going to see light more. Well, because of this wonderful, wonderful daylight, I'm actually seeing all my mistakes, which isn't good. Afternoon, Cap. Found a way to skive off work for a little bit of the. Glad I could help. Only a few hours technically. We've only got what 8 hours to go, and then it's tomorrow for us. So then we can say it when they're all sat there in the afternoon and we're a day early. We get to start celebrating early. And we get to quit early as well. It's a good thing about time zones. You're supposed to be right around there, so I'm not bashing the damn thing every 2 seconds. yeah, my son's gone upstairs with my partner, probably to go wreak havoc in one of the rooms upstairs. Mother-in-law is currently in the back garden. Well, say back garden, front garden. I don't have a back garden. And at last the sun's disappearing to a point where I can actually see properly to what I've done. It was a bit bright a minute ago, so it was just reflecting even off the black. So now it's disappeared a little bit. Let's have a look to see where I should have done and where I haven't done. No, that's looking relatively okay. So that's 2 down, 1 more to go. Thank you all for joining me this afternoon as well. Some of you will be in work, some of you might be just getting off work. Why can't I get that tiny little bit in there? Silly little bit right in there that I do again, but it's just not picking it up. And I don't know why. So now I'm just going to put a load too much on there. Got it, but just put way too much in there. So that's going to be extra black wash in there now, just to sort out the bloody mistake. See, that's why some people struggle with dry brushing, because if you end up with too much paint on it, it can just mess up the entire thing. But so far so good. Just going to get the inside of that wire there, cable, pipe, whatever you want to call it. There we go. I'm not going to bother too much with the underside around there, because, well, nobody's going to see it. And if you are looking at that, then you're looking at the wrong part of the model. It should be set up like that. So I'm going to do a quick scan over this now. The sun's gone in a bit more. See if there's anywhere that I need to hit again with it, just to make sure. Definitely want to brighten up in there and under there. I didn't even get under there at all, did I? Which isn't a bad thing, because, well, I can drop it and come back to it. But this moment in time, it's looking like it doesn't want to actually do anything that I want it to do. Might as well use the last of this Vallejo. I like the Vallejo ones. Vallejo is probably my favourite silver I've got. It's definitely my favourite ivory colour. It is an awesome ivory colour. It's what I use as a white instead of actual ivory. It's getting under there now. Because that does actually have some really difficult to get bits that I won't be painting anything other than dry brush, doing this dry brush with silver, because of the sheer tininess of it and how far in it is. But there are some bits, like the little panel in between those, which not many people can see. How do, Joe? Afternoon, nice to see you, mate. And yeah, definitely do. We're going back over those claws. Get them a lot brighter. See if anything's going to work on it. It's probably going to be those things. Yeah, I also think about putting some chevrons or something somewhere over this, so that as a warning sign, as a working piece of machinery. It's super gentle. That is really fragile. That as a joining piece. That is just stupid. I guess you have to paint this thing, not break it. So what did they do? They get you to pin it together with 2 tiny bits of plastic. Even with plastic cement, I can feel that join there. That join just does not want to hold too well at all. It's not nice, but if I'm careful enough, I should be all right. And I shouldn't be snapping too much of these off. Do need to glue it. Will that hold without it being glued? So that's fallen out now. Right, yeah, I'm going to super glue that back into place because it really bends that section. Just get it into shape because yeah, that's not the actual bend to the plastic chain. I'm going to have to glue that back into place so it stays and holds. The amount of repair work on that one piece is just getting silly. Okay, so 2 generatory things down and the crane down for dry brushing. Generator number 3. Whoa, way too much paint. Way too much paint. Let's get that back in there quickly. Quickly. Let's rub most of that off. That was way too much paint on my brush there. Jeez. Doing that again. That's better. That's better. Just enough to catch the edges. Don't want to be painting the actual thing silver. We just wanted to give it a slight tint and not pop out every 30 seconds. Thanks a lot for guys for joining me this afternoon as well. Much appreciated. Talking to myself is one thing. Talking to myself when somebody's actually listening is completely different. I don't quite feel as insane. It doesn't stop me feeling slightly mad because I'm not actually getting any voice recognition back. I'm not actually talking to anyone specifically. So it does give you a little hint of that. Am I batshit crazy? But not completely, because I have a validation to say, look, no, people are watching. Look, honest, there was somebody there at that time. It wasn't just me talking to me. Let's not get too much paint on the brush this time. No. You probably will be. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I jumped on early today because I thought I had time to do it. Going for what is essentially the fastest paint method to get the desired effect. I was trying to do it while Little was out. He did come back not long after I started the stream, in fairness. I was hoping he was going to be out a little bit longer. But hey ho, he's gone upstairs with his mum, so I'm actually getting a chance to do this. Yeah, and that it didn't rain at least. It's actually been really nice today over here. Well, at least in this part anyway. Tomorrow's when it's supposed to rain. Tomorrow it's supposed to absolutely belt it down on me, which I'm not looking forward to. And now I've got to try and dry an absolutely sopping wet brush. Because believe it or not, you don't dry brush with a dry brush. You actually have to have a wet brush to dry brush. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, I know, but yeah, you don't dry brush with a dry brush. You have to have a wet brush to dry brush. Don't ask me why that happens, because I'm not 100% sure, but yes, you do. The sun's bright enough to be, yeah, it's doing my eyes in. I'm not used to sunlight this much. Normally, if it was this bright, I'd be wearing sunglasses as well, but I can't see and paint through sunglasses. So I'm having to suffer, essentially. This British eyes ain't made for bright sunlight. This paint isn't helping either. Because the black paint that I've used, for some reason, is fine if it's just got a normal-ish light in it. I am actually using my painting light for some strange, bizarre reason. But yeah, the painting light doesn't give it as much reflection as natural daylight. Natural daylight is far better for doing it with, but it does have its downsides, making almost everything reflective. So what I thought was a completely matte black chartboard black paint under sunlight almost looks the semi-metallic that I'm trying to dry brush on in the first place. So when I think I've actually done an area, I've not, it's just the sun. As you can imagine, it's quite irritating when you're trying to cover a model. You're looking like you're a lot brighter than all the others. Yeah, I'll sort that out with a wash. Is that 3 down? I think that's 3 down. Right, okay, I'm going to catch up on the chat for a minute because I've got no idea what's just been going on. Poor Blake. But he's not going to get anything off the royalties for that Blakeness, is he? Just none. Wonder how he goes off these Shuttle Blake t-shirts. None of my business, of course, but curious nonetheless. One way to do it would probably be to actually buy one. Don't know if the offer's still running anymore, so I can't. I don't intend to run it, just in case the offer's not still running. I don't think I'd have to advertise that as a paid advertisement, seeing as it's not a paid advertisement. 1, 2, 3. Where's my last one gone? I know I've got 4 of these things. Ah, there it is. Right in front of me. As I said, because of the sunlight blinding me and not making it very easy, it don't work very well. I'm having more trouble than I usually do, at least. Quick check there, because I have no idea, just in case. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Always the option that somebody might have done something else here. Because I hate it when it's flashing and I have no idea why. Aha, I actually get the right amount first time this time. Or at least I think I did. Yeah. Scruff your dry brush. That's the other great thing about dry brushing. It's not a neat process. So if you're thinking, I can't paint details, I can't do this, dry brush the damn thing. It'll show you all the details you need. It's usually a good stage for most things to start with. Paint it black, dry brush it, whatever the base colour you want it to be, then work up from there. So I don't think I'll be doing the ivory skulls today. Actually, I might end up, if I end up, because I'm doing the lights, it might be a good idea to do the ivory skulls while I've got the ivory out. I've hardly got any paint on this at the minute. I have to really beat it on there. As this, oh, what have I just done? Have I just moved my phone? No, it's just something coming in behind me. I think, I hope I'm blacking off the back of that anyway. Otherwise people will be coming through and will probably not realise that they're going to be visible. Let's finish with this live stream, that's going to be the fun bit. Come on, take a beating like you like it. Crap, I completely filled my dry palette with silver. Oh, cool. Then that is actually pretty awesome. As JV rightly said. Does a lot for the communities, does Blade, doesn't he? And he doesn't virtue signal it, which is what makes it all the better. Because he does it because he's a nice person rather than wanting people to praise him. That's why you gotta love Blake. Despite the fact the guy's been through hell in a handbasket, he's still caring enough to look out for other people. No, we'll keep that on this stream only, mate. This stream only. We don't want to ruin your repertoire with each other, do we? It's completely break the dynamic that you have now in your friendship. We don't want to be doing stuff like that. Come on, nearly done this fourth one. Nearly done the fourth one. One. Then I can look for my wet palette. Where's my wet palette? Oh, wet palette is dried up. Excellent. So I remember this is what happens when you do an impromptu one. Everything goes peak time. All goes wrong. You end up with, I don't know, just not a very professional stream, put it that way. Not that mine have ever been the most professional, I know, but still. Right, so that's 4 of them done. Ivory. No, I'm going to have to go fill my wet palette back up because my sponge is crispy. I believe somebody else was trying to get in through the door. Should be back in one moment once I'm the wet palette. Okay, so let's try the ivory to see if we can fill out some of these places that need it. Wow, I just actually looked at the viewer count. I think that's the highest I've ever had. I've got 8 people watching me. Jesus. What's going on with the world, really? I'm not saying you're all, that's not a bad thing. I thank you for watching me. You didn't have to leave, by the way, whoever just done that. But I'm modest enough to think that, yeah, I don't think people would want to watch me. I don't know why. But then again, I watch people who pretty much in the same boat, so why it shocks me, I don't know. But it still does. Right, so looking at the size of these, I'm going to need a. Where's my 2-0? Oh, you're too big. Where is my 2-0 brush? Not the marker pen. Well, 1-0's knackered. That's not good. That's 0-2. Where's my 2-0 gone? Got any 2-0s? I'm going to have to use this one then. I'm going to have to use a 5-0. What's the point like on you? You clipping. There's one hair. One hair that's longer than all the others. Yeah, I'm not responsible for what anyone else clips from their captain. So if somebody's picked it up that you like Blake, then there's not much I can do. I'm not going to put it out there, but can't say they won't. Especially if they've managed to clip it live from somewhere. Oh, that should be fun. Right, let's go. You stupid. Move out of the way. Yeah, crane's going out of the way. So I can. Let me see. I really wish I had a zoom on that camera. It might actually make it a little bit easier for you lot to see what I'm doing. I say you lot, all the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people who come to watch me. It might actually help you see what I'm doing. Definitely need some more water on that brush. And to move that out of the way because it's sticking to my wrist. One of my other art projects is being reworked by somebody else, which they did have permission and I have given, because the artwork was for somebody else to start with. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with that, but I'm not going to give any spoilers out. I mean, anyone with half a brain is actually going to figure it out anyway, so it's not going to be too difficult for us. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the end result on that one. I'm trying to fill in these gaps is starting to do my eyes in. Essentially what I'm trying to do is fill in, you can't even see on that now. Let's get it in the shade again. Yeah, so this section here is going to be filled in with white sections and then blotted with ink. With a yellow, they call it speed paint. It's kind of halfway through between an ink and a paint. So it's a little bit transparent so you can show the undercolor through it. But it tints quite strongly with the color that you're using. So with these lights, as with the other ones, I'll be using the yellow just to give it kind of a warmish glow. Hopefully it's going to work just as effectively as it did on the hemathobe reactors. Oh, I made a mess of that one, didn't I? Jeez. Let's just go back and correct that. Trying to only get paint on the tip of the brush, trying not to get it all up to the ferrule if you can at all help it, because then it's a real nightmare to clean your brush. Basically, you're just going to ruin all your brushes that way. I found out the hard way of that one. Pretty much why my 1-0 brush, which was my favourite brush to use, is now unusable and will be becoming a dry brush in the very near future. A very small dry brush, but a dry brush nonetheless. Clean your brush. You see, why have you absorbed all the way to the ferrule again? You only want the tip. Pain in the rear end, really. Okay, so now following the skull line. A slightly damp brush if I can get one. Just to try and absorb some of that from the teeth because that was way too much in there. Back over underneath the nose. Just to get those proud lines again. That's going to take a couple of passes, I think. Or at least a separate dry brush of its own, just to make sure that I can get the skull in right. However, it does stand out at least a little, which is kind of what I wanted it to do. And we've got any more lights on that side? Nope, but I do want to get the tip of that lens, so I can make it nice and red. And right, rest your hand on something, you complete idiot, so you can be steady for this bit. This one seems to be working a lot easier than that one on top, and I don't know why. Just getting a tiny corner bit there, thank you. And again on that one. Again on that one. Right. Now for the paints. Two big pieces on the side. Marginally different tonnage of paint. Just a little bit brighter. And I'm not feeling that steady at the moment either. I don't know if you can see me shaking, but yeah, that's. You want the StreamYard link? If you would like the StreamYard link, then just say so, my friend, and just say so. Where are you? There you are. One StreamYard link. I'm going to have to watch out for you coming up. No, you don't. Make everyone happy. At this rate, though, I'm going through schools relatively quickly, so I've got to give them a chance to dry before I put any washes over these. Otherwise, they just kind of mix together rather awkwardly. Are you waiting for Blake's link? Oh, what time are we due for Blake's? I don't want to overrun. Not that I'm up on there, but yeah, I still don't want to overrun. I've not had any notifications, otherwise I would have possibly done this for a different time. Maybe even waited for tonight. There's not much stopping me going and doing it tonight anyway, but having a no overlap. Oh, the first part of Bricky. The thing is that video is so long you could break it up into multiple videos. Just part one, you could get 4, 5, 6 videos out of. Just covering humans. Yeah, that takes that'll. Yes, quite a few factions just within the human side, and then you've got the other sides and everything else as well. Pardon me, just one moment. Okay, mate, you're going to show me what you're going to have, are you? Two cheese slices while you're playing on your tablet. Okay. Luckily, Daddy's restricted this YouTube video, so it won't show up on yours. And he's not that daft. Yeah, well, branching out with the channel being eclectic, having more than one thing on there does lead back into that name a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, you've done well off your UK reactions, very well. But you could do more branching out, as you've said yourself. If you limit yourself to just one thing, then you're only ever going to grow within that, and there is a limitation on how far you can go just doing one thing. Now, why does the sun come out when I don't want it to, and it buggers off when I really, really, really need it? Is it just out to annoy me or what? Now, please let me know if there's a chance I'm going to get copyrighted by Game Freak because of what you can hear going on in the background. House of Ashes. I've not heard that one. House of Ashes. Sounds like a book from Necromunda. And that most certainly is not a video game. So, skull on this side. Lots of skulls and lights on these. Stop catching the mic with your brush. It hurts the ears. The listeners. Oh, wow, still got 6. I'm doing well today. Yeah, a whole 6 viewers. I know. I've still got my mic muted. No, I've not got my mic muted. Oh, that'll make 7. Woohoo! Yeah, I think it's technically 5 because I'm watching myself as well. Got it open just in case one of them stupid. Oh, cool. So you've actually got you'll have the full series to be able to complete it. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. See, I'd like to do that with something, a good series, but the only series that, yeah, I'd like to do the Xeno series of games, but it means buying like 6 consoles just so I can cover the whole span of them. And that's just not going to happen. With some being on the PlayStation, some being on the PlayStation 2, some being on the Switch, and the Xbox. Yeah, my hands are getting really shaky now. So this is becoming difficult. And concentration is having to go up. I mean, that is very, very messy. I don't know if anyone can actually see. But yeah, that is a mess. What have I got him to do yet? Nice big skull on the end. Oh crap! I just quick. Take that off. I put a big white splodge of the silver thing at the end. It's not a good idea. stay there. You're out of the way. So I'm getting it full. Oh yes, please. Can I have? Have I got any left? No. Can I have a coffee, please? Uh, yeah, just a normal coffee. Oh, well, thinking normal. Yeah, no, yeah, just normal for that cup, which is 1.5 ratio to a normal cup. It's just messed my head up then asking normal. What? Yeah, of course normal. And I forgot I have other coffees in at the minute because I'm in Egypt and I have the memory of a goldfish. Let's try and smooth this out because that's got a little blotchy. Again, the reason why I don't like whites and whites is because of that concentration of pigment that you get with them. It does make it a little bit on the difficult side sometimes to get a smooth covering. So you've got to do a lot of it with a second coat once it's dry. But if the first coat isn't right, there's no point doing the second coat because it's not going to work. You're just going to end up with the same amount of blotchiness. Cool. I did loads of games to react to. Some fantastic games. Try and complete Jet Set Willy, for instance. I'll do your head in. I don't think anyone's ever managed to complete that unless they've gone out and got a redone version where they've had the extra pixel put in on the on the last level, so you can make the final jump. I'll go back and do some old school, something like Rocket Knight Adventures. Some super hard games. Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghouls and Goblins, depending on which version you know. Oh, John Blake on Fall Guy. That could be interesting. Or is it Fall Guys? Between you, Blake, and Captain, one of you has got to get to the end eventually. Damn. I hate tiny teeth. Why did you put teeth that less than a millimeter size and then sit there and expect to bloody paint them? Is it all the skulls on this one? Skulls, lights, skulls, lights, skulls, lights. Yes. Skulls and lights, skulls and lights. Missed any skulls? Nope. Not missed any lights either. Nope. Excellent. Now this is what takes so long with these. It's batch painting, going back on the right. Pick one colour. Let's do everything we need to do with that colour. I'm surprised how many stupid little things. Yeah, but with a bit of teamwork, Captain, you might actually get to the end. You know, teamwork makes the dream work and all that crap. Yeah, saying that did make me feel sick before you say anything. Thank you. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I always claim to have the best partner in the world. Because Well, now I have a nice big piping hot cup of coffee. Also, no complaints the fact that I've overtook the living room so I can do this. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm sure people will disagree because, well, if they don't, they're going to get a frying pan round their heads. And you can concentrate better in that condition as well. I find you can. Concentration comes a lot easier. Although I'm gutted, I've just missed out on the opportunity to get a GT5 PlayStation PC compatible wheel with stick shift for absolutely nothing. For the only reason that all my Warhammer boxes are under my desk, so I've got nowhere to put it. Hands on desk, steady them up, steady them up. Oh, pardon me. Not nice to make down the microphone. Okay, last one for this line. And now back onto skulls. Try not to catch the things that you've already painted. This plastic will scratch itself. There we go. Nice light, nice skull. And one light, one skull on that side as well. Is that it? Yep. One light, one skull. Sort my paint out so I can actually do it. Then, yeah, filling in these small, tiny gaps. Now, seeing as I don't actually, I've got to read the blank chat again now. Losing track. Yep, she does put up with me. Puts up with far too much rubbish from me as well. It's another reason why she's awesome. And she's learning. She's learning certain things to not say because I turn everything round, regardless of how nice and mundane you think it would be. It gets turned. I've spoiled half of Disney's catalogue for her already. Does she still keep me around? She's not changed the locks or anything. Sold my Warhammer to prepay for the funeral before she pushed me down the stairs or anything like that. Well, she's like, well, you know people who have figures. If you, the best place I could think of to go to get cheap figures and possibly some cheap paint is to go see Steve. Speak to Steve. He's got a ridiculous amount of figures and a ridiculous amount of paint that he could send to you if you were so inclined. If not, there are, I believe, it's a magazine called Imperium at the moment, which is a subscription magazine. The good thing about that is you only have to get a couple of the magazines themselves to get a few models. And they're running Necrons as one of the main armies, which is easy. See the dry brushing thing I've just done? That's what you do. Do that, army's done. You don't have to do none of this blue. Let's put it down there. So none of this blue, gold, ivory, dry brushing, multiple coloured paint stuff. Nah. Spray painted black, dry brush it silver, spot of green, done. Which is why I still whinge at my friend for not having his army painted when he's got Necrons. So why have you not done it? Well, I don't know what to paint them. These Necrons, just dry brush them all silver. They look like Terminators without the skin. The entire army looks like Terminators without the skin. How can you not know what to paint them? It's like somebody saying, what colour do you want your Ferrari? Yeah, of course you can have it any other colour, but 9 times out of 10, most people are going to go red. Too much water on my brush. There it goes. A little better. Did I paint the entire thing? Near enough, yeah. You're still damp. No, yours absolutely dry. So you're not going to be any good for doing this unless I sort you out. Try not to paint the jeans. Let's take all that off and restart again. I got that wrong. Plus, you already have a model, don't you? I think you've already got Cotes. I thought Cotes and Inquisitor Kozil or whatever he's called, the one in the big stupid damn chair. Pretty sure I remember seeing you receive those models. Can't remember who from, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing you getting them. Plus, you won't necessarily have to paint something. You could just react to other lore or things to do with it if you wanted to continue down the track of looking into this stuff. So many things. Assault on Blackreach being a fantastic video set to watch and react to, especially if you don't know much about the lore it teaches you about one of the big battles that took place. And with having some knowledge, if you are doing Bricky's videos, it will fill in some of the things that you wouldn't know going in, and then a little bit more detailed input into certain factions, or at least a certain faction while you're doing it. That is just way too much paint in there. That's why you keep a spare brush that's relatively clean on hand. Go back over, redo it, and I'm gonna have to repaint that also. That's fine. That's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect first time round because we can always go back and do cleanup. So as long as we know which colours are going where, we're alright. That's where the dry brushing helps, because it helps bring out those raised areas where you weren't quite sure Which one did I do? And I bet I've not done. Yeah, see, I didn't do that bit. I forgot about the skull on the other side of that. Does actually have a skull on it. Yeah, well, swearing at the painting is common practice, especially when you start. Swearing at the painting is common practice even when you've been doing it for a few years. But sometimes it just does not go where you want it to. Having a steady hand helps a lot. It's a shame that mine is not so steady at the moment. So I am struggling to do. I'm struggling to do these lights, or at least get in between the metal crossguard. Like in that little corner bit there. It's literally a dot. But it's got to be a triangle shaped dot. It's hard to get a triangle shaped dot with the tip of a paintbrush. Oh, my phone slipped again. Stand back up properly, use. You're just really not going to work for me, are you? You're going to make me do this like right over the table. Fine. Just because you're an awkward camera, I'll do it like this. If I have to. It's only been gone for one stream. I'm already missing the arm. And I don't mean these arms. I mean the arm that holds my phone. Which would normally be the one that's pointed down at the desk. God, that really made a mess of that one up there. Let's repaint that silver before I go back into it. So I will not be doing any washes on the lights today. I have to do some cleanup, which will require a lot of concentration. And that is difficult to do on stream. Paying attention to what's actually going on in front of me does help. Since I'm doing this on YouTube, it is nice to actually acknowledge the fact that people are watching. Don't want to be an ignorant person. Well, it's the last of these being done. Was it just one more to go? A little bit of white in there, so get that coloured later. A little bit on there, so that one coloured. Anything else needed? Nope. Oh, it was done quickly actually. 3, number 4, come on. We can do this. We can do this. And steady. Box in the bit that you need to paint. If anyone's actually going to try painting this, I know it's going to sound really, really stupid, but remember that the part that leaves the most paint is the tip of the brush. So always try to end your strokes where the tip is where you want to have it. I know it sounds blatantly obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do that. Especially because to do the edge highlighting stage, you actually use the side of the brush, not the tip of the brush. You kind of get used to just doing that, using the side of the brush, doing a lot of things, as well as things like dry brushing where you're not paying so much attention to the exact point where you're putting it. You just kind of give it a rough. Awesome. If the B&A show is starting, then I believe I shall. Has it started now? Let me go find. If the B&A show started, then I will be. Yeah. I'm going to end this stream and jump over myself. That's how great that is. So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to finish this last one off while I go watch the B&A show. And hopefully later on tonight I'll be able to come back on and do the lights, the shading, and other sections that I would like to get done on these pieces. But for now, thank you very much, and I shall either see you all over on let's see, can I do this? Share, copy, go back to there. I will see you all, hopefully, there in a few moments. Thank you very much. See you in a bit.